How's it going, business communication peers? My name is Alex Camacho, and I'm making this video for our second discussion, establishing a framework for business communication. Our first question is, what are some of the communication skills necessary of team members for a successful team environment? What I truly believe is understanding the feelings and needs of coworkers so members feel comfortable stating their opinions and discussing the strengths and weaknesses of the team is a fairly important skill to have. The only reason I say this is because I used to work at Sprouts Farmers Market as a lead position. The lead position over there was being a head cashier, which meant I was in charge of all the courtesy clerks and the cashiers for their breaks, making their schedule, etc., etc. I believe this skill is really important because you learn to gain more empathy in life, and there's nothing wrong about gaining more empathy. Yes, it could be a little bit tedious, but dude, we're humans. We should have a little bit of empathetic side for our own race, you know? So that being said, you do not want to cater to every need of your coworker because my first 5 months, I tried my darnest to be giving my 110% at the workplace, which meant a lot of my coworkers like to vent to me about personal problems or a problem with a coworker that they had. Some of the things were very minimal. A person didn't like a person, so they didn't want to be in the same cubby space. I don't know if you guys have ever been to a grocery store, but what am I saying? Each cashier basically are placed in little cubbies, 2, 4, 6, 8, etc., etc. Sometimes my coworkers just didn't like each other, so I would cater to some people to be like, listen, you could be right here, and so could be right here. You don't have to be in the same spot. You don't have to face each other, but I need you guys to work together. Just understanding that is very, very important because it was a small thing to cater to, but it made a huge difference in their work ethic. I'm just going to say person A made a big change in her, making sure she kept her coupons in check, making sure that her receipts were always with her returns, etc. These are just little policies that was with Sprouts Farmers Market at the time that I had to be sure each cashier had. The other person didn't really... Well, this person B, was very just oblivious to the fact that person A didn't really like him. So he just went off doing his own thing. His work ethic was still good and everything, so I was fine with that. What was I saying? Yeah, so understanding your feelings and the needs of your coworkers is very important. Just communication is key. And this is why we're taking this class. We need to make sure we could communicate to our higher ups so we could feel a little bit comfortable in our workplace, even if it's at a grocery store. So, question 2. What are some of the characteristics of defensive and supportive communication climates? Which defensive characteristic do you feel is most problematic in a group setting? What do I feel is very problematic? Well, superiority. I just got a job over at Jimbo's Farmers Market, at Jimbo's naturally. When I first started there in September, there's a lot of veterans there. I was going in with the experience of being a lead position, a bookkeeper, a cashier, and all this other experience. The veterans, however, they've only known this place. They've been in this place for at least 10 years, 10 years of their life. The person who was training me, he's been at Jimbo's for 10 years, but he was finally moving up to being a lead position. Little did he know that I did already have that kind of experience over at Sprouts, but the problem about it was he was boasting about it, that I'm your superior, you're going to have to make sure you listen to me, etc., etc. And me being me, I've been able to work with a lot of different types of people, and I was just, okay, I brushed it off, and I was just like, all right, I'm going to listen to you, dude. The problem about having the superiority complex is that, well, it's very problematic because you are wanting to learn, but the problem is you are feeling and being treated like you are inferior. You are being treated like you're stupid. And that is not a good feeling to have when you're at the workplace. You're trying to keep composure, but you're also feeling like an idiot. Like, what the heck, dude? Why are you berating me on my my or on my intelligence, you know? So what I'm trying to get at, don't have that superiority complex. It's very problematic. I mean, I was able to look past it considering my experience. I did eventually bring it up to HR because it got to a point where he was just on my ass all the darn time when I knew how to cashier. Excuse my language. We're all adults, I'm assuming. But excuse my language. He was just on my ass at all times. And I'm like, I eventually told him, listen, dude, I've done this for 5 years of my life, and I don't want this to be a problem, but I do know what I'm kind of doing. I have to let him know that just straight. I just don't like confrontation, but sometimes we just need to do it, because if we're not getting that message across, then you're just going to be berated on all day long. Nonetheless, it is now April 4th, and I still work at Jimbo's, and he and I are basically really tight. We talk about Star Wars all the time. We talk about Disney all the time. It's a fun place to work at, guys. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm going to go ahead and respond to at least 2 other students' posts. I hope you all have a great rest of your night or day, or have a good morning. Hello. Just stay healthy out there. Keep washing your hands. Stay at home. Please stay at home, guys, if you don't need any essentials, because I still work out there and I'm seeing a lot of different types of people, and sometimes it could get ugly on other days. Some days it's just extremely slow. But yeah, keep being you. You're all awesome. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.